What up, fam? Welcome back to Don't Be Kurt. This video is going to be a little of a catch-up on the BMW 640i project. Totally got derailed by the Audi braking, of course, hey, great, content, but it wasn't necessarily the plan. Like, the 640 is actually something I was helping to have some planned releases and stuff like that as we go through the adventures of trying to flip this car. So anyways, this video, as I was filming it back then, or whenever I was filming this, it was after the Audi broke, and I was assuming that this video would have shortly came after, but of course I got obsessed with trying to figure out what was wrong with the Audi, and it kind of derailed my planned content delivery. So anyways, on with the show. Hope you all enjoy it, and we'll catch up at the end. Well, not all is lost this weekend. So part of this weekend originally planned was to finally button up the interior of the Project 640 to get closer to the potential flip time. So today we should get the rest of the trim pieces reinstalled, which include the used center console thingy. I don't even know what its proper name is. Armrest. Yeah, it looks a little rough, but this is like a million times better than what I had before. And I think with a little polish and some elbow grease, I can get the color to be a little better. This piece, of course, we've already put back in. It's kind of just held in there, but we got to get all of our connections and plastic trim and everything, and we'll be done with the inside. So stay tuned. Getting a little ahead of myself here. So prior to even where we are for today's video, there's a lot of pre-work that happened in terms of preparing the car. So center console work was done, and then the bits and pieces I said that were just propped in there in place, we had already taken apart and replaced with a new iDrive control mechanism, a new center console piece where the iDrive connects to, and cleaning all of the debris and just ick that is underneath there. I don't even know what to call it. It was just gross. Anyways, let me add those clips in there so you can kind of get an idea of what all was done with his interior, because pretty much, had to tear it apart, find the parts, and it's kind of what there was a delay, was just finding the right pieces. Because one of the things that's unique with this car was this interior isn't the Marona leather or whatever that higher grade is. So whatever this is, almost like, it's not Mercedes, but it reminds me of the MB-Tex material you've seen in a lot of the Mercedes products. I guess it's Sensitech for BMW. Maybe that's what this is made out of. But anyways, finding those things took a little bit of time, and that's why this video is kind of disjointed and stuff from September, November, December, and now January before we got caught up to where we are today. So here's where we were just a few months ago. All right, center console taken apart, and just gonna take the time to kind of clean this back up before putting things back together. Yeah. Beginning to think that the brokenness of the 640 in terms of weird interior bits has no bounds. So even the rear vents are also broken. So I guess I need to source those, and I guess maybe even the surround for this vent, as it seems that this leather is torn as well. So off to eBay I go. Here is the center vent from the front of the 640i. Trying to remove this front part here, which is actually the up and down vent part, and replacing with this one, which is fully intact and new and fresh and clean. And it's a fight. All these clips on the bottom here, just getting the leverage to remove without breaking anything has been quite the struggle. All right, after many minutes, it is now back together and ready for reinstallation in the 640. Little things that you don't think about. This little lever here to move the louvers left and right. Yeah, that's not quite a normal thing to get on there. You kind of gotta piece it halfway together and then slide this tab that's behind these into a special groove. It took a little while, and took some of my computer tools from iFixit, shout out to iFixit.com, to position things and get everything working.
What you got?
And while we get some coffee, let's take a look at some of the other interesting things here. We all have to have a friend in the car industry, and I just happen to have some good ones at Rumors R Us and Rumors Curie. So we're going from this, which was removed,
Then we had this rear piece. Clip, clip, clip. Plug, plug. We're gonna need to go up. Sits up on in there, which is goofy. Yeah, like a condom. I say I'm just here. This steel right here. As far as it goes. I'm gonna tell you, push the seat button and pull it up.
So look at this, completed, at least reassembly, but not just cleaned yet. And now we disassemble to test to find out what happened with this rear vent, because we're not getting a signal from it. So here we go.
Damn it.
All right, so, yep, celebrated too early. This new rear climate control unit does not work as reported by AutoLogic. So the old one, which is damaged, does. So my goal now is to see if I can take these two and make a whole something that is decent. Obviously, first step is to see if I can disassemble this thing. So let's use the one I'm replacing anyways and see how this comes apart. I'm hoping that the controls, that this part can be a separate unit, and I can remove that because that's all I need from this one, and then I can maybe pry these working buttons off and put them here and should be good to go. All right, so after removing the surround, this right here, it looks like a simple prying of this piece gets it out, and this is the part that I need that seems to function. It's a mess, so let's see if I can get this cleaned up and installed over here. Cleaned up. All right, so let's transplant some parts here. I got the auto button off, and I'm just gonna put this back here in this here and get our button in place. But the next one that's gonna be a little difficult is getting this one out. So I've gotten most of the guts of this button off the surround, but it does not seem to come off like the, I guess the whatever one this other side does, which I guess is fan speed maybe? No, it's not even fan speed, I guess temperature. So we'll see. Okay, so looks like using some computer tools, you can pry this out. So from the donor piece, which I don't know which is doing what. This is really from the original car is the donor part to this thing, but I needed the buttons from the new piece to go on this original piece so that I can have a nice clean looking center console. So here goes. So voila, original car with new buttons prepared to go into this one, which seems to not function. So let me swap these out and go test in the car and hope we're good. Alright, so let's take this leather trim off so we can get to the tabs and take the console or the controls out and move on to putting the original controls back on, which seem to still work, and get this part done. Alright, after some wrestling, we got the control panel from the original car installed into this new frame, and just need to install the leather surround back, and this should be good to go. Alright, so putting the leather surround back on. Hard to do one-handed, so stand by. Alright, so let's go test this thing. A little cold out here, but we're just gonna test this. Won't properly install it because not much light, but I think I got enough light to plug this in and get her done. Alright, so we got this hooked up. Get this plugged in and snapped in. Just rest it like this. Alright, let's go start the car and see what happens. Alright, car started. Bing bong, bing bong. Alright. And let's cut this off. Alright, let's see. Do we have working rear climate? Huzzah! Yes, sir. Alright, so we have most everything put back together. Last night we left off with getting the console put back in, so we'll get this back seat in, get the console reattached, and start a little cleaning. Well, maybe we'll do it in reverse order. I want to start vacuuming now and see if we can get a little polish onto this interior and get it looking clean and buttoned up, and like I said, get ready for the part that I should have started with, which is the transmission work. Alright, so progress. Again, kind of satisfying. The camera is showing a little splotchiness, and that's only as the conditioner is drying out, but it is actually a smooth color and stuff like that. But we continue, so 1/4 of the way done. Alright, so we got the front cleaned up, seats conditioned. These should dry, won't be so sheeny when they're done. Carpet's vacuumed. All the front interior pieces are in, connected. This used center console's in, which I know it doesn't look perfect, but miles better than what was in here originally. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Alright, so we're back in the back. And I guess before I put this back together, I need to do a little more scrubbing and get this cleaned up. I've already done some vacuuming and stuff like that to get the bulk of it up, but there's just so much. So, back to scrubbing. Kind of an abrupt end there, but after cleaning and putting things back together, I noted that the car's HVAC wasn't functioning properly. So there are some other things that I had to figure out kind of off camera, and we'll get back to at another point. But anyways, so that was building the interior back up in the 640. It might not seem like a lot, but again, like I was saying earlier, just finding those pieces took quite a while, especially trying to match up with what the car originally had. So that should get us all caught up. So, clearly the next piece of the car that has to be addressed is this transmission and the mechanical issues to see if this running and driving 640i can be a properly running and driving 640i. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If this is the type of stuff you like, I hope you do, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and we got more things coming a little quicker now. So next episode, we should address the transmission, see what it takes to fix it, and maybe shortly after that, some more mini content, and eventually back to the Audi, as we should have that appointment come here end of this month with one of the local specialists here, and we'll see what the prognosis is in terms of the bent valve issue with that car. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to catching up with you guys later. Peace.